So why the stock market versus altcoins or any other market? So we got asked this question, and over 80% of people thought that this would be a good video. I think it's an amazing video because it keeps things very relevant and very real. Why? Right? So why should you invest in the stock market versus any other markets? One of the first things that I want to say is I'm not here to convince you to trade in the stock market. What I thought I would do is first list, and I made this PDF that you can actually download for free. We thought that we would keep things just I want you to make this informed decision. And I want to at least share with you the three values that I, gained from the stock market, and then asking yourself a very simple question, is this something that you value as well? And if it is, great. And if it's not, then guess what? At least now you know, and you can move on from there, right? You can at least make a more informed decision. So that is exactly what we're going to be covering today. But on top of that, I actually wanted to do a quick giveaway. So we're going to be giving away a mouse pad from our Shop TechBud site. And all you literally have to do is, if you're subscribed to the channel, great. Make sure you drop a thumbs up. And then all you have to do is comment down below, subscribed. And just make sure that you include which mouse pad you want for your trading or for your office setup. We have the Wall Street Bull, the Day Trader setup, the Make Your Own Luck. Again, these are all available at shoptechbuds.com. And I'm going to be selecting a giveaway or a winner tomorrow, as soon as tomorrow. So all you literally have to do is subscribe, comment down below that you subscribed, and drop a thumbs up. So without further ado, let's get started with today's topic. So 3 reasons. One of the things, that I wanted to make sure that we covered is consistency, right? One of the things that I love about the stock market is that depending on really what stocks you pay attention to, there are stocks, as in a lot of companies and ETFs, that are super, super consistent. And this is one example. This is TQQQ. And you can see that this is actually for the past year. So don't get overwhelmed with all these different indicators. Don't worry about it. You'll learn more about that with time. But what I wanted to show you is what this actually means. So I want you to look at this year over year. So this is an ETF. This is a NASDAQ ETF, which is a composite of a lot of tech companies. And this is an ETF that anyone could have traded, right? That's very, very bullish. And this is why I always talk to my Learn Plan Profit group about focusing on consistency and allowing direction to be in your favor. So if we look back a year, right? Look back a year to now where we're at with TQQQ, which is a NASDAQ triple leverage ETF. This thing has gained, look right on over here, in the past year, 154%. 154%. So this is not an altcoin. This is not a meme stock. This is an ETF that follows a very bullish NASDAQ market. And not just this, I want to talk about Crocs. How many of you guys know the company Crocs? They're like the sandals or shoe with holes, right? Who would have thought that a company like Crocs, first off, was publicly traded, and second, is doing this well? Look at Crocs. Can you guys guess from last year how much growth it's seen? Well, if you look at it just from where it's at right now to last year, 219% in 1 year. And again, you don't have to overcomplicate it. You can literally focus on consistency. When the direction is in your favor, when you're focusing on quality companies that grow over a long period of time, you don't have to overcomplicate things. Like, just because someone else trades meme stocks or penny stocks or risky stocks doesn't mean that you have to, right? Understand that there are so many different avenues that you can partake in and get involved in the stock market. I just showed you 2 that were viewed as much less risky and are both companies, or at least Crocs is a company that you actually know of, and that if you would have just paid attention to its overall direction and how consistent it's been, and there's a whole list of stocks that are this bullish and this consistent. So I think consistency is great, and I think it's one of the main reasons that, because the market, and TQQQ is a great example of this, because the whole market tends to be so bullish, this is why I find the stock market to be a very lucrative market, where if you do begin to learn more about it, you begin to learn what avenues or what stocks or what sectors, tend to be the most attractive according to your specific taste or criteria. The second thing that I wanted to cover is investing and being able to reinvest, right? We live in a world now where we can literally, you might have your job, you might have your side hustle, but when it comes down to trading in the market, I think it's so important to take into consideration that all you literally have to do is make a short list. You don't have to have 10 stocks. You don't have to have 15, 20, 50 different stocks. You can make a short list of companies that you value, verify that they're bullish, that they're consistent, that you would like to invest in. And as you're working, as you're going to school, you can actually invest in these companies and grow with them over a period of time. Who would have liked to have bought Amazon, years ago, right? As it's been so bullish. Who would have liked to buy Apple years ago, knowing based off its overall performance, asking the question, like, how many of you guys liked Apple 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, right? I mean, it's not a question. It's literally understanding that you could invest and you can trade companies that you use every single day on a consistent aspect. And because they're so bullish and because the direction is in your favor, it's not very difficult to understand that you can make a decent return over a period of time by focusing on quality companies and quality stocks, right? So when talking about investing, one of the things that I love about this is that you're not necessarily investing in a cryptocurrency or an altcoin that might be viewed as a little bit riskier, which again, there are great rewards that come with that. But you can at least have your piece where you've learned enough about the stock market and you can invest in companies that you actually value every single day. I think it's great to have the best of both worlds, that if you do want to partake in risky trades or risky investments, that you do that with a dollar amount that you can tolerate, right? But when it comes down to quality companies and quality trades and quality stocks, you can also do that and have money set aside for those specific investments as they're viewed as a little bit safer and a little bit more consistent. Why not have the best of both worlds, right? I'm never here to discourage anyone, right? If you want to trade or learn more about cryptocurrency and altcoins, I want to encourage you and empower you to pursue whatever avenue you find to be the most attractive. But on top of that, I want you to be aware that you don't always just have to pick one or the other. Why not take time to learn the values of both? And due to risk management and mitigating risk, you can then take into consideration what money you would like to allocate to invest into stocks versus what you would like to allocate and invest into cryptocurrency. And then when it comes down to freedom, well, one of the things that I love about the stock market is that, first off, people think that you need to be trading or watching the stock every single day, every single moment of the day. And that's definitely not the case, right? There are so many different ways on how you can make money, either trading every day, swing trading every other week, or investing over a period of time. It doesn't matter if you have a full-time job, if you have a family, if you're a student. You don't need, obviously if you have a busy schedule, it's not going to be very realistic for you to trade, right? Trade every single day. But swing trading something might be more something up your alley, right? And or investing, right? Putting money into a stock and allowing it to grow over a larger period of time. What I need you to know is how important it is that you are aware of the different avenues and how you can make money in the stock market, not just by trading meme stocks, not just by trading penny stocks, not just by trading risky stocks and then having a negative experience because of that. I think it's super important for you to be aware of that you can trade and invest in companies that you use every single day and do it in a way that accommodates your schedule, which is, in my opinion, the best of both worlds. So as you begin to learn more, then you can potentially begin to earn more, right? So let's go ahead and cover one of the last three things, right? So now that we talked about some of the three values that I really like about the stock market, I wanted you to be aware of paper trading. How many of you guys knew, and you guys can Google search this or YouTube search this, I actually have one of the top videos on YouTube. Paper trading is a way that it's like simulation. It's a free way on how you can trade real stocks with fake money. So if you are someone that's actually trying to learn how to trade, you can do it for free. No money on the line, no risk, right? So if that's ever been your question or your concern, just know that there is a free way in being able to do this. The second thing, risk management. If you're going to do anything, you need to understand that every opportunity comes at some form of risk. And you'll learn this as time goes on because there are those people that are just getting started, and you'll see this a lot with a lot of hyped up either altcoins or meme stocks. You have absolute beginners that have never traded before that only think a stock can go up. And that's one of the most closed-minded mentalities you can ever have. Risk management is your best friend in the stock market. Because it's not that you're a perfect trader, because there's no such thing as that. But it's understanding that as long as you can control how much money you give back, you can always see and experience consistent growth. And that is always what is most important. It's not wanting to be perfect, but working towards getting as close to perfect as possible to manage and mitigate that risk. We have this saying within our Learn Plan Profit group, and it's, if you have not accepted the red days, you have not earned the green days. And I think that's a great mindset to have, especially for beginner investors and traders. And then the last thing is strategy. One of the things that we love to encourage people to do is, we like to share our core fundamentals of values that we like to trade or invest with. But at the end of the day, we all see values in different, or value in different ways, right? We can all approach the market in a very different way. But one of the things that you need to take into consideration is that you need to have some form of approach or some form of criteria that a stock has to meet before you decide to invest in it or before you decide to trade it, right? One of the things that I love to talk about is oversold stocks and when to buy those oversold stocks, right? So it was just a couple months ago when Apple pulled on back, Facebook pulled on back, Amazon pulled on back, and everyone was freaking out. But the reason that I was not freaking out was because as everything was pulling on back, right? This was during October, I was buying. I was buying as everyone was selling. And it's because I knew that this stock, this company, Apple, is a very bullish stock. It grows over a period of time, and that I know I'm very confident with its performance. I don't feel like Apple's going anywhere. So because of that, I began to load up on Apple, and as it began to indicate signs of recovery, then I began to, again, sell as it became more overbought. And then guess what? It repeats this process over and over and over again. So as long as you understand the strategy and the criteria of knowing when to buy and knowing when to sell, you can always make money in the stock market. But you, again, need to take time to learn how to do this, which is why I think it's super important to take time, do it at your own pace, and begin to learn more about the stock market in a consistent aspect if it's something that you actually value. And again, that's what we covered in this PDF. On top of that, we talked about 3 bullish stocks that not a lot of people would have known were bullish, and we added that in the PDF when we broke them each down about direction, consistency, and then deal, right? So Lululemon, Crocs, TQQQ, just 3 examples of stocks that, again, not a lot of people pay attention to because they're not meme stocks, because they're not hyped up stocks, but just quality companies or ETFs that increase over a grand period of time. Keeping things simple. I'm all about that. So again, if you guys wanted to download this PDF, it is the first link in the description. It's absolutely for free, and I hope it simply just gets you one step closer to your overall goal. So other than that, let me know how I did, right? If you're an absolute beginner, if you have any questions about getting started, I wanted to encourage you to message me on Instagram. So it's actually linked in the description. My Instagram account has 189,000 followers. I only have one Instagram account. Please know that. There are so many fake Instagram accounts. It's linked in the description. So if you want to message me and you're an absolute beginner and you have questions about getting started, I want you to know that I am one message away. I respond to all of my direct messages. Just give me about 24 to 48 hours, and I'd love to just chat with you about getting started. So again, that is linked in the description. But other than that, again, if you guys want to partake in our mouse pad giveaway, just make sure you subscribe, comment subscribe, and then drop a thumbs up. But I really do appreciate you guys' time. I hope that I earned your thumbs up in this video. I hope that you guys learned something new. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.